Hello there. Welcome to our journey into the world of cows, the gentle giants of the field. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay with us on more stories of the natural world. As the morning sun spills across wide open meadows, we see them, calm, steady, and unhurried. Cows grazing peacefully, their silhouettes framed by golden light. They stand not just as animals of the farm, but as living symbols of abundance and patience. For thousands of years, humans have walked beside these gentle beings. Their quiet strength has plowed our lands, nourished our families, and shaped the very foundations of civilizations. To watch a cow is to see serenity made flesh, a guardian of farmlands and a quiet companion in humanity's story. As we step closer into their world, we uncover one of nature's most remarkable designs. The cow's body, a living engine of nourishment. With powerful frames and patient strength, they are built not for speed, but for endurance and resilience. At the heart of this design lies their extraordinary digestive system. A four-chambered stomach, the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum, working in harmony to perform an alchemy of life. Transforming the simplest of foods, grass and herbs, into rich milk, energy, and vitality. It is a quiet miracle of biology. An animal that takes what the land offers in its most basic form, and returns it as sustenance for countless other lives. The cow is more than a grazer, it is a transformer, turning green fields into nourishment that fuels families and civilizations alike. Beyond their strength, there lies a softer truth: cows are mothers, bound by deep devotion to their young. In the stillness of a meadow, a calf takes its first unsteady steps. Legs trembling, eyes wide with the wonder of new life. And always, beside it, stands the mother. Guiding with gentle nudges, steadying with presence, and speaking in low, tender calls. The bond between cow and calf is unbreakable, a connection woven through touch, warmth, and watchful care. Though the world often remembers cows for their gifts of milk and labor, here we see their truest essence. Protectors, nurturers, and givers of life, shaping not just the survival of their herds, but the emotional fabric of family and continuity. For thousands of years, one gift has flowed endlessly from the bond between humans and cows. Milk, the white river of life. From the first simple pails drawn by ancient herders, to the vast farms and dairies of today, milk has been the bridge between the land and the table. It is more than sustenance. It is culture, tradition, and memory. In India, milk carries sacred meaning, woven into rituals of life and worship. In Europe, it is churned into golden butter and aged into cheeses that tell the stories of valleys and villages. Across Africa and the Middle East, yogurt and curds have sustained nomadic peoples for generations. Wherever cows have walked, they have carried nourishment into human lives, not just feeding bodies, but shaping cuisines, traditions, and the very idea of comfort and care. The cow is not only a grazer of fields, it is a weaver of cultures, flowing through the rivers of milk that connect us all. Before machines roared to life, it was the steady strength of cows and oxen that carved human destiny into the earth. Broad-shouldered, patient, and tireless, they pulled plows through hard ground, opening fields where grain could grow. For centuries, their power turned wilderness into farmland, carrying the weight of carts, wagons, and harvests, engines of civilization long before iron or steam. In the quiet rhythm of hooves and wooden yokes, entire economies were born, villages fed, and empires sustained. Even today, in corners of the world untouched by tractors, cows remain the guardians of the soil, turning strength into survival, and labor into life. They remind us that the roots of humanity's abundance were plowed not by machines, but by living companions whose purpose was patience and toil. Across human history, cows have carried meanings far beyond the fields. In India, they are revered as sacred beings, embodiments of motherhood, fertility, and abundance. In Hinduism, the cow is not to be consumed but honored, a living temple of patience and prosperity. But the reverence stretches even further back. Cave paintings etched by our ancestors show cattle as symbols of life itself, bound to the earth, the hunt, and the harvest. In ancient Egypt, cows were linked to Hathor, the goddess of love and joy. In Europe's old tales and folklore, they appear as quiet companions of hearth and home, protectors of families and givers of sustenance. From myths to religions, from art to ritual, the cow has walked beside humanity not only as a provider of food and labor but as an icon of virtue. Patient, enduring, and sacred, a creature upon which civilizations have built not only survival, but meaning. Yet, the story of cows today is not only one of reverence, but of conflict. Industrial farming has transformed them from sacred icons into commodities, bred in vast numbers to feed a growing world. Questions of ethics rise with every glass of milk and every plate of meat. What price do we place on convenience and demand? Overbreeding has burdened both the animals and the land. Factory farms raise debates of welfare, sustainability, and humanity's responsibility toward creatures that give so much. The very beings once seen as sacred are now caught between tradition and modern necessity. This chapter asks, how do we, as stewards of the earth, balance our gratitude with our responsibility? Can we honor the cow's sacred past while ensuring a kinder, more sustainable future? Beneath their gentle steps, cows carry the power to shape entire landscapes. As they graze, they trim the grasses, keeping meadows open and alive. Their patterns of feeding prevent overgrowth, allowing wildflowers to bloom and insects to thrive. Every movement is part of a cycle. With each mouthful of grass digested, their dung returns as nourishment to the soil, enriching it, feeding microbes, and sustaining the ground for new life. In this way, cows are not just grazers, but recyclers, silent farmers of the earth itself. From rolling European pastures to the sweeping savannas of Africa, cows help maintain ecosystems that would falter without them. They are guardians of the grasslands, balancing the harmony between land, life, and livelihood. Step into any village, and you will find the quiet presence of cows woven into daily life. In rural Africa, they are wealth itself, their milk feeding children and their strength plowing fields. In Asia, they walk side by side with farmers, pulling carts, turning soil, and providing companionship. In Europe's countryside, cows grazing in pastures are more than food producers, they are living traditions, tied to festivals, markets, and family heritage. Everywhere, cows are more than animals. They are anchors of survival, bonds of community, and companions of resilience. Humanity's story of survival is etched in their soft eyes and steady steps. They do not just provide life, they shape it. And so, the story turns to the future. A world where gratitude must guide responsibility. Sustainable farming, ethical dairy practices, and protection of heritage breeds stand as beacons of hope. Efforts across the globe now seek to honor cows not as machines of production, but as living beings, companions deserving of care, respect, and dignity. The closing image rises slowly before us. A mother cow and her calf standing together at sunrise. Their silhouettes framed against golden fields. A symbol of patience, resilience, and the quiet gift of life that has nourished humanity for millennia. The message lingers: to protect them is to protect ourselves. For in the gentle presence of cows lies a timeless truth: life flows from their gift, and our future rests in how we choose to honor it.